Episode 2, Scene 1, Take 1. Woo! Okay, great. Hi guys, thank you for coming to Renee's place.
Episode 2, Scene 3, Take 1.
So how did you guys even come to become volunteers?
There was an open call, I think on a BA Facebook page or something. Then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was same for me as well. I saw the open call for volunteers.
I think mine is a bit different. So like Yutong texted me, then I was just like, yeah, why? What you want? and then he's like, oh, like, do you want to like help to volunteer?
Tell me about your earliest memory of the Singapore Art Book Fair.
We saw the art book fair before we were participating in it. Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, we went there on a Sunday and it was the closing day and left with half an hour.
Oh no!
It was not only the last day but also the last half an hour.
Okay.
So because so because we just wrapped up at our own exhibition, so we just turned up and we saw such a wonderful setup.
It was very small, a bit dark, I remember the lighting. Yeah, then I'm like, wow, this place is like a very cool underground book club. So it's not boring because sometimes, you know, you say, I like books and then you don't know whether people think you're a librarian or not, but...
I mean, the first time I heard about the book fair was only because, like Seong mentioned, he was doing a module with art books and then he was guiding us along creating these art books. And then we set up the book show because, you know, we wanted to have a name for the show. And then we were like, oh, you know what, we should make this into a legit thing. Then we were like, oh, got this book fair, we should check out the competition. Then we go already, obviously this is like, we are on a different scale altogether.
How would you guys say that the fair has grown or evolved? Renee mentioned to me that Song was quite critical of the 2017 and 2016 years. Like, this is not an art book fair. This is an illustrator craft fair, something like that. Market.
I would say the main difference is the curation of the stalls. I would say stalls, vendors. Yeah, the book vendors.
Programming really has improved, and I think it's a lot more focused. It's a lot more thought through. I think the foreign exhibitors that subsequently came in after the rebranding, they were a lot more stronger.
Together with it, I think there was also a lot of interest in really allowing artists to speak for what their vision and goals for books are. And I think that's a really important platform to be able to voice out, like beyond, okay, books as a merchandise, but how do books take part in this creative process of creating an artwork?
Before, if it was a side project, right, so to speak, of the bookstore, then obviously their interests will come into play. Then the kind of representation you get in terms of, it will be a lot more like literature or like design, but not necessarily in the way that we see it now.
I think there are definitely more liberties in how the art is being made over the years.
And I think that also perhaps also like influenced the way the zines develop, like, you know, like from a formal like art book kind of thing into like actually it's a medium that you can use wherever you're at. Like, it doesn't have to be like a perfect thing.
Yes.
I think the experimental, like,
It is the job of the zines,
yeah, like you just fuck around and find out lah.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
It's so nice to see how more and more people are doing independent zines in different topics. People dare to print and to produce independent zine because they know there's this event that they can put their zines to sell. 20 copies, 50 copies.
We are seeing this as a very good platform for us to also do new work, right? Then to brainstorm, to spend quality time together, to annoy one another. Like sometimes I'll sit down and keep asking about, hey, maybe this, maybe that, what do you think, what do you think? Then we just keep chit-chatting, and I also find that as a good way to interact as a family, right?
Especially it gives the platform for small publishers like zine publishers. It's so nice. Students given the chance to experiment
and because of that, we get rhizo printing. During that time, if you monitor, letterpress also came up because then there's an avenue for people to say, yeah, I can do letterpress for art, not just for commercial name cards.
I think the international audience, they are more like well-informed about books. So the way they appreciate books is like very different from in Singapore. In Singapore, it's still like, you know, infancy stage. Sometimes they don't understand why the books can be so expensive because they don't understand that production is actually very expensive for a small print run.
And I was wondering if you guys have any personal stories about like the people you've met during the fair or personal exchanges that you remember till this day.
Like a lot of people just like caring for the art book fair in their own ways. Like even like people would just bring like kopi and then like without prompting, you know, like, oh, like I know you will not eat, so I'll bring you food. And then all these things that are just like people, it's not just the team, like the working team, but like all the people who have supported the art book fair through the years.
Especially when we go around during teardown, right? Oh, do you need help loading anything up? Like, have you managed to get a ride to wherever it is you need to go? Then we kind of have the time to kind of have the bit of downtime to go and talk to them, and then find out more about because we don't have time to really do that during the.
Yeah, oh my god, the last few minutes we just have a mad rush trying to shop.
Yes.
Every year we come together and gather with all our relatives in bookmaking. Yeah. Then we see Pan, and every year the kids grow up a little bit more.
It's like 拜年 because you go there every year.
Oh my god.
It's like close
One of the things that has stuck with me is that I remember you said, oh, I wanted to put staff on the tags instead of volunteers. Because for a lot of us, where we started, we were like teens, early 20s, then like having to deal with, the public, right? And then like having to put up with nonsense from people, or like you don't know what you're doing, and then like you get pushed around by exhibitors or by the venue people. Then like, this was like your way of protecting us in a way.
I feel like you all protected me too.
Vice versa.
I've had a lot of I had a lot of mental breakdowns at the fair, and I think you all witnessed it. Because I feel like I always have to be strong for the team or strong for like the exhibitors, because I think these things matter. But I get to do that. I get to do those things in front of you all.
Oh, I love you too.
It's my long way of saying I love you.
Yeah.
It is so nice to see how the audience grow, the long queue. Oh, that was fantastic, and to see how Rennie worked so hard.
The tissue?
No need. I'm so touched by Rennie. Always such a good girl.
She says it's for the set.
No, thanks.
I know that Renee approached you guys for some advice when she wanted to rebrand in 2018.
I think the foolishness from Renee, I could see from what she was trying to do, because I look at it and it was like a for sure can't cover cost kind of project. Yeah, I think there's a lot of ambition, a lot of perfection that she wanted to bring to the table. Maybe like, she's running this, I think she wants it to be perfect. Who don't want things to be perfect, right?
We always told ourselves from that moment on, we say we will take part no matter what. Even if we have nothing prepared for that year, we will
think of something.
Do something.
We'll think of something to put out.
It's true. You can ask Ren and Ira. We told them about this before, and it was something important to us.
Do you have final words to share? Okay.
No, I already thanked SGA for the 30 word.
Okay, now you can say all the bad stuff.
Good job.
Thank you.
It's really good. He's been working overtime.